Okay, hi. So I'm on borrowed time right now. The baby was supposed to wake up just about, 5 minutes ago, and she hasn't. So I'm hoping I can get through this really quickly. But we all know I like to chat, so it probably will be quick-ish. I wanted to talk about second trimester because I'm in mine, and this is for most of us like the glorious time of pregnancy-ish. I am just hit 17 weeks today. So I'm nearly halfway through, which is super exciting, but also a little bit scary. For a lot of us, this is a time of release and relief where we've gotten through the first trimester. We're not so worried about everything that happens in that first trimester. Perhaps the nausea has dissipated if you had any at all. You're starting to feel a little bit better, maybe a little bit more energetic, and perhaps you're also starting to get used to the shape your body is taking on ish because it continues to grow. Belly is getting bigger. Belly also looks pregnant. So perhaps you're telling people you're pregnant instead of just having everyone give you side glances and wondering what's going on. Perhaps you've shared it with your work environment. In general, it kind of brings a little bit of ease for me, at least it did, once pregnancy was shared and I was letting people know that I was pregnant. I felt like I could talk about it more, I could complain about it more, and I could just be pregnant. I could be comfortable in maternity clothes. I could let my belly just be what it is. I wasn't trying to hide it. So that happens a lot with second trimester, but there is also a lot of stuff that can be a little bit scary. For me, I am an older mom. I had my first daughter when I was 27. No, that was a lie. I wish I was 27. When I was 37. I was supposed to have her when I was 38, but she came a month early. So she came a month before my 38th birthday. I had preeclampsia. I can't remember if I said any of this, but I had preeclampsia late in my third trimester, and then we had to induce. Nothing happened with the induction, so we had an emergency C-section a month early. So she actually came when I was 37 rather than 38. So I wasn't as old of a mom. And this time I am 40, and I will be 40 when I have this little guy, but very close to 41 as well. So older mom in general. And if that's you, that tends to be a lot of the people I run into, at least out here in Los Angeles. A lot of moms are older moms, mid-30s and above. You are in your geriatric pregnancy phase. I believe it is above 35, which means there's some extra state-required testing that happens and just extra testing in general, which is one, comforting in a way because you're getting more tests than everybody else. You're getting more ultrasounds, more blood work done. You know everything is okay and good to go. So it was comforting in that, but you are at your doctor a little bit more than the average bear. So that can be a little bit frustrating. And it can also be a little bit scary because with both of my children now, I have had genetic flags go up for different things. I won't get into all the details, but with my first, we did have genetic counseling and then we did have an amnio. Everything fine, wonderful, and great. With this time around, we have had a genetic flag. We will do genetic counseling. Hopefully not the amnio this time around. We're gonna just do that second trimester, the deep anatomy scan, which they do, which takes a little bit more time. And if everything looks good, we're gonna piece out on the amnio and just assume that all is well. So until you get past, I feel like that second trimester anatomy scan, which usually happens now-ish to about, I think, 20 or 21 weeks. Mine will happen around 19 weeks, so in 2 weeks. Right after that, and then I got all of that genetic testing back that said everything was clear. I got all those really detailed anatomy scans and knew everything was good. Then I could really start breathing easy for my pregnancy. But when you think you're halfway through your pregnancy when that happens, so that's kind of nuts that it takes that long. Well, it took me that long. People are all different. I think some people are just in bloom and lovely and excited from the moment they're pregnant. I was worried until I got through all of the big major red flag tests. So about 21 weeks is when I could really start to chill out. Personally, energy-wise, I'm still quite tired. I have a little bit more energy, but not a ton since my first trimester. And again, I'm on a second baby, so I also have a toddler. So I'm not sleeping as much. I'm not taking care of myself. I really am trying to. I did take a really nice juicy nap today, which was great. And then I made myself get up and I did about a 45-minute flow, which felt really good. And now I'm here with you and hopefully she'll stay asleep for a couple more minutes. But for me, the second I got into my second trimester, the nausea actually ramped up, which was really frustrating. Week 14, I just was really exhausted. Week 15, I started getting so nauseous. It was the same. 13, so much nausea. I was like, oh my God, is this the rest of my pregnancy? 14, just really tired, wasn't feeling great. 15, so much more nausea than ever. And I was like, oh God, this is going to be my second trimester. Week 16, things started chilling out. I still gag here or there. I'm lucky I'm someone who only ever gags. I've never actually thrown up. Knock on anything. And now I'm at week 17 and very mild nausea. I actually, in moments, forget that I'm pregnant until I try to move and then realize I can't in certain ways that I used to because of the belly. So that's the nice thing about second trimester. I definitely look pregnant. I am in with my second full term pregnancy, so I look big. For me, and you'll see in the videos, 17 weeks, I am probably showing as much as I was when I was about 25 weeks with my first. So I'm showing about a month more. So what am I, 4.5 months, 4 months, a little over 4 months? And I look like I'm like 5 or 6 months pregnant. So there's no hiding it. I'm absolutely pregnant, which is nice in one way because people react to you differently on the street. You get a little bit of chat about it. For me, I don't mind it. I haven't gotten any, can I touch your belly? I actually never did the first time, so I can't speak to that. But I am feeling a little bit better. As far as movement goes, it's a little more frustrating because I'm having to modify more and more and more with any of the physical fitness I was doing, any of the slightly high impact cardio I was having to doing. I'm having to stop because I'm getting so much ligament pain. So everything has had to bump down to low impact cardio for me. And then same with my yoga practice. We definitely have an awake baby. I'll get her in just a sec. With my yoga practice, I'm having to go wide, like way wide, and having to be very careful. For me, the hips are just slipping away from each other. So really working on building strength, which is what I'm going to try to do in all of our flows, in case you're like me, but still offer you a good amount of stretching, because I have a friend who's 27 weeks that was like, I wish I was flexible. I feel tighter than ever. So for her, she needs the stretching, and I need both the stretching and the strength. So we'll still gear towards that. But I hope you're feeling great in your second trimester, and know that this is kind of your good time. But if you don't feel good, better, energetic, or you still have a lot of worry, know that all of that's really normal. This whole process can be amazing and wonderful and exciting and fantastic, but it can also be nerve-wracking all the way through. You just never know. I had a friend say, and I maybe even said it in my first video, and I think they're right, whatever you believe spiritually, that it really is a miracle to conceive, to actually get pregnant in the first place. It's really a miracle to carry a healthy child all the way full term and have a healthy mom. And it's even more miraculous to have a healthy child delivered and a healthy mom. So all of those things have to be into place, and all of those things are really, a lot of them are out of your hands. So you are kind of rolling the dice and just hoping. So know that I know that that's scary too, and I'm right there with you. But I try to put as much of it out of my mind, and just, it's one of those situations different than other parts of my life where I really have to go, whatever is going to be is going to be. I can keep myself as healthy and strong as possible and do everything to my power that I think is right and good for this baby and for myself. But there's so much that's out of my hands, and I have to allow that just to be okay. And that's what lets me sleep at night and gets me through the worry. It also helps to have a little one that I'm chasing around all the time. So really, days pass. Sometimes they feel like weeks when I'm really, really tired. A day can feel like a week. It can be really hard getting through the second part of the day for me. But it is, and it is pretty cool. And I do have to stop and pause, especially because the way I exercise and the way I live my life while I am modifying, I just kind of treat it as if I have this modification I have to deal with. And sometimes I forget to stop and pause and put my hands on my belly and slow down and realize that this really is a pretty phenomenal thing, not only that I am doing, but that I'm experiencing, and that is happening to me in general as well. Growing a life, it ain't no joke. You're feeling it internally and externally, and whether you're emotionally connected to it or not, it's okay. I think it depends on your personality, and I think it depends on all of your previous experiences. For me, I only allow myself to get so emotionally connected to kind of anything. That's sort of the person that I am. But when I slow down and really allow myself to melt in, I highly recommend, if you can get yourself to a prenatal class, an actual prenatal class. They move much slower. They give you time to like hands on belly and be with baby. My flows are not geared towards that. But I think that's a great, important thing to do. Every once in a while, or all the time. If it feels good to you, do it. Slow down, hold that baby in your hands, acknowledge it, breathe into it, and thank yourself for being extraordinary through this entire process. I hope you're feeling good. I feel like I'm babbling now, so I'm going to go. I'm going to get a baby up. I hope the second trimester feels great. Hope you're enjoying sharing that you're pregnant with people, and hope everything is good. We'll keep flowing, keep doing all the things, and then I will touch base when we hit our third trimester and see how I'm feeling. All right, bye.